Happy Monday, everybody. Just finished up dropping off my packages at the post office. Had a great weekend in sales. Now I'm at my local thrift shops. Let's go ahead and get into them and see what we can find. So I just finished up at Goodwill and ended up getting a bunch of Dale Earnhardt and racing t-shirts. Let me show you real fast. Here's one. Here's the second one. And a couple more. There we go. This one still has a little tag on it. But that's it for today. We'll see you next time. Happy Saturday, everybody. This is my first day out in about 4 days. I've been feeling under the weather, but I actually got a little bit of time today. So I'm going to go ahead and head into these thrift stores and let's see what we can get into. Finished up shopping at the Goodwill near me and ended up getting a few things. Let me show you. A City Impact shirt with some dragons on it. A Walking Dead t-shirt. A WWE t-shirt. And a OCC Choppers t-shirt. That's pretty much all they had there. So that's it for today. We'll see you next time. This week's This week's bolo or bolos I want to go over is to start off with Choose Your Own Adventure books. They came out with a bunch of different volumes of these and Zork. So if you can find any of these, lot them up together. They sell pretty good. Also, another series that sells really good is the Endless Quest series from Dungeons & Dragons. There was 47 of these that came out, and if you can find all of them and put them on together, I know it's kind of hard, but if you do, they're worth a pretty decent amount of money. Some of them you can sell 3 or 4 together, $15, $20, $25. It depends on the volume, too. Also, there's Goosebumps, which everybody knows. But if you can find all 62 original Goosebumps and lot them up together, you'll make at least $250 to $350 on these. I see a lot of these lots go together on eBay for that price. They can be hard to find. As long as I've looked, I've probably found maybe 30 or 40 at the most. At first I kind of bypassed them and then I started collecting them, but they did reprint most of these. There might have been like 4 or 5 that they didn't reprint from the original series. And then lastly, but not least, my favorite is the Crestwood House Godzilla book. Crestwood actually put out like 15 or more of these books, including The Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, King Kong. But these books are a little bit older, and if you could find any of these, they sell for decent money. And if you find all of them, that's really good, because I've had a hard time finding these, but you see them from time to time on eBay. But if you do see them in the store, you can always tell by the orange back. But when I was growing up as a kid, this is like one of the things that I remember. But it basically is, it's got all kinds of pictures and everything in there, and a little story about, Godzilla. Each one had a little story about the characters and all, but this is definitely a bolo item to be on the lookout for. But that's it this week for our bolo items. This week I want to go over some items that both sold on eBay and Mercari. The first item was a Tupac Eazy-E Biggie Smalls rap t-shirt. I had picked this up cheap and put it on Mercari for about a month. It finally turned around and sold for 16 bucks. So when it was all said and done, I believe I made 10 bucks on it. This Jeffrey Bodine Track Slayer t-shirt was part of a vintage t-shirt lot that I had scored this past week at Goodwill. I had put it on Mercari, and within a couple hours it had sold for $40. This is one of those items that I had sitting for months. It was a Bob Marley extra large t-shirt. I had put it on Mercari a while back, and it finally sold for $14. I ended up making the $7 profit, but I got rid of it, out with the old, in with the new. This Ellie Diamond Western shirt I ended up picking up at Goodwill a week or two ago, I believe, and sold it for $15. Western shirts are still selling pretty good for me. The mediums seem to go really slow. The large, extra large seem to go within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I'm still having some pretty good success with Western attire. Older Pokemon related merchandise still sells pretty good for me, whether it's books, video games, or first generation cards. I sold a Charizard first generation card about 3 or 4 months ago for $275. This vintage Pokemon magazine lot ended up taking a best offer for $30 on. It's chock full of pictures, artwork, stickers, and some had fold out posters. I was doing some retail arbitrage when I came across these Hot Wheels Mario Kart Series 1 blind boxes marked down to $1. I picked them all up and ended up taking a best offer of $25 on them. Anytime I go to the store, I make sure to have the store app, even if the little sticker on the actual product is marked down and shows the price. What I do is I check and scan the item, because sometimes even if it has the date might be 3 or 4 days old, and it might be even cheaper than what's on the price tag. So always check the app, scan the item, and see if the clearance is even greater than what's on the price tag. I picked this Men's Majestic New York Yankees Polo 4XL shirt up for $2 at a yard sale. I had it listed for about a month and ended up selling it for a best offer of $15. Anytime I can find Major League Sports shirts real cheap, I try to pick them up and flip them for decent prices. So I always do comps on them, because some of them sell really good, some of them you might break even on. This is one of those items that I found by accident in a Dollar General. There was a bunch of older DVDs and Blu-rays, and I found this in the pile. It was brand new and had a $15 price tag on it. I checked comps on it, and it was anywhere between $40 and $45 that it had sold for. So I grabbed it, and I still made, when it was all said and done, probably like $10 or $15 off of it. So keep an eye out whenever you go to these Dollar Generals, because they do have older DVDs and Blu-rays that could fetch for some decent money. Here's an item I had in my personal collection for years that I never opened. I always get dinged by my brother and friends for not opening my DVDs or Blu-rays, and I guess I've always been like that. I've always used to buy a ton of DVDs and Blu-rays. Some I watched, some I never did. In this case, I never opened it up. I had seen all of the Buck Rogers originally when it was on TV, and it's a pretty fun series, but I didn't watch it at all, never opened it up. So I figured, hey, I'll just throw it up, because I'm sure there's channels now that have the series on it, or they'll eventually have it on there. But so I sold this for $43 with free shipping. So this was all profit at the end of the day. The last item I'm really excited about. This was part of that lot of racing shirts that I had bought at Goodwill this past week. The Black Knight, which is Dale Earnhardt. This shirt had so many people asking about it. I probably should have sold it for more, but ended up paying $3 for it. Ended up turning around selling it for $80, and it went fast. If I could have 10 of these shirts, 100 of these shirts, I would definitely sell them. So be on the lookout for this type of shirt or any of the vintage Black Knight Dale Earnhardt shirts, because if you comp them, they sell for pretty good money. Even though I was only able to thrift once or twice this week, once at the beginning and then today, I did manage to get those shirts at Goodwill, the vintage racing shirts that made some decent money. I always love when I come across those. But if you like the video, please subscribe and hit the like button, and we'll see you next time.